Hey guys, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys, I wanted to say a huge thank you for an incredible Hot Messy Topics. And don't forget, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, we are back for our members only Let's Whine About It. In the meantime, we're back to talk about Kenya Moore, who had a very scary encounter with some fans, or just intruders, I guess, because really, well, we'll get into it. Before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it looks like Kenya, Sheree, Marlo, Hampton, and Kandi Burruss, they've all had scary incidences with fans who are just taking it to the next level. Almost, this isn't even like fandom, this is intrusion. So Kenya, we know that she was upset that Marlo withheld information about two men who were trying to, I believe it was two men, who were trying to burglarize her home while she was in the house with her nephews. And Kenya went on the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show saying, you know, I feel like she is jeopardizing our safety by not sharing that information with us ahead of time. Now, after that, she ended up detailing her own scary incident. And thanks to Reality Blurb, we have all the information. She said, I was furious. I have all of these cameras around my property. So I just look on my cameras and I could see that there was a girl and two guys, and they were like, Kenya, you know, like just screaming her name. And she said, and I was just like, oh, hell no, 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 no. I'm like, do you not know how many guns I have in this house? Whew. Kenya's house is not the one. She's letting everybody know. And she said that she has 3 guns and now she's about to get a 4th. She's about to get a shotgun. She said that the people were coming up to her house. And at that point, I don't know if you guys saw the video before, and it was of Justin Bieber, and he was entering into one of his buildings in New York City. And I guess it's a little bit different, but it's not, where he had a ton of fans outside cheering for him. And he's like, this is my home. For Kenya, she's at home with her baby. She lives alone with her baby. Maybe she has some help here and there, like nannies or whoever else would be in the house. But for the most part, she is a single woman. So when you're coming up and there's 2 men and 1 woman, and you guys are knocking on her door and like screaming her name out there, yes, that is absolutely an intrusion. And you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they want with you or why they're even feeling comfortable enough, which is kind of sounds crazy. I would say crazy enough to even come onto your property. She continued, I asked no questions. She said she was so mad. I walked outside. I was furious. I just opened the door and I was like, don't you ever. And then they started running. They took off. She said, I was just so mad, like the audacity to think that it's okay to go around my property so that you can trespass 2 properties to get to my front door. What did you expect to happen? For me to open the door and be like, hey, how are you doing? Welcome. You just committed 2 crimes, but welcome. I completely agree with her. And she said that she ended up having to fence in her property after the incident because she does not want anyone coming onto the property. I think that makes perfect sense. I mean, the property should have been fenced anyways, but that also doesn't stop people because we had Kandi Burruss, who lives in a gated community, and then her property is also gated behind the gated community. And we had the incident that played out on this season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where somebody came onto the property saying that they were related to, you know, Kandi. I believe they also tried to pose as an Amazon delivery person. They said that they were related to Kandi. They said that Kandi wanted them to be there. It's just sometimes you get people who are not in their right mind, especially if you know, think back to Marlo Hampton's situation where people were trying to break into the home because you see their lavish lifestyles play out on TV. Dorit Kemsley was held at gunpoint. I would not take this serious. I would take this serious 100%. And like Kenya said, she is well equipped to handle anyone who comes into her house. So again, she's not the one. After hearing, you know, story from Kenya, Sheree, she revealed that she was forced to put up a privacy, you know, bush around her whole property, privacy bushes, because she also had similar incidences with fans. She said, that's what I did. I did the same thing because they would come and they would knock on my door. And then, of course, again, getting back to Kandi, she said a dude showed up at our house while we were at Drop It with Drew, and he was just really like a little mentally off. We didn't know what the situation was. We were just told it was an intruder and that he showed up at our door. She said, you know, we had a nanny who was there. There was only one person, and it was her friend Katrina, who watches her children. And she said they were, you know, she was there at the house with her 2 little children, and the police were called, and it was just an entire situation. We live in a gated community and we have a gate on our house. So for him to have gotten past both gates at our door, obviously we were very concerned. I mean, we've seen this with the Kardashians. We've seen it with Dorit Kemsley. Kyle Richards' house was burglarized. Marlo Hampton's house was almost burglarized. You have people running up on Candy, Sheree, and also Kenya's homes. This is terrifying. This is why I had somebody who messaged me and they said, hey, Adam, I just wanted to send you a message because I found your address and, one day I might just show up and knock on your door. No, that's not normal for someone to just come knock on your door and be like, hey, I've seen you on TV or YouTube, or, I'm not big enough to have this problem, but, I think it's because I watch a lot of investigates and like stalker shows, and I really get into them. There was one reporter who she was in New Orleans. I believe she was actually an anchor, and she was receiving messages. The network, they were getting messages from this person who was like, if you want to survive and you want to live another day, I know your address, wrote down the address and said, then you're going to start doing what I want you to do. So tomorrow on air, I want you to wear red. And if you don't, I will hunt you down. It's like people become obsessed, and it's the most unhealthy obsession ever. And Candy said this wasn't the first time that this has happened. She also revealed she was also met with a fan at her former home. And she said at like 1 o'clock in the morning, some dude had driven all the way from Alabama, just showed up at my house, knocked on my door and was like, yeah, I'm here to see Candy. It was crazy. Then after Candy noted it would be delusional to think that you're better off in a gated community, Kenya offered a stern warning for potential future intruders, saying, know that I have at least 3 guns on my property and I'm adding a 4th. I'm adding a shotgun. Oh, all right. Listen, I'm all for these ladies protecting themselves, especially someone like, I know Candy has a ton of people in the house. It just takes one crazy person. Kenya's at home by herself with her daughter. If anyone's watching this and you have one of your favorite Bravo celebrities, or someone who you really just think, oh my gosh, I can relate to that person, or I idolize that person, send them a DM, message them on social media. You'd be surprised. Sometimes they'll get back to you, but don't go knocking on their house at 1 o'clock in the morning or being crazy enough to cross over into their property. They are still people, and that makes you look crazy, and you can go to jail for this. So maybe just don't do it. I'm glad Kenya and her family are safe. I'm glad Marlo and the boys are safe. I'm glad Candy and her family are safe. I'm also glad that Sheree and her family are safe. But I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Go ahead and comment below. I saw where people were on social media and they were bashing Kenya for having, weapons in her house, but she's protecting herself. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Go ahead, comment below, give your unfiltered opinion. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. See you tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern for Let's Whine About It. Love you guys. Bye.